Boomerbob, boomerbob, boomerbob. Get the brain.
It's about to be some grown folks talking here, okay?
No representation is made that the quality of podcasting performed is greater than the quality of podcasting performed by other podcasters. Hey, everybody. I'm back. That's right. Not sure if you wondered where old Boomer Bob went, but I'm right here. Never really went anywhere. Just got tired of doing the same old show every week. Nothing new. Same old crap. And I don't want to do that to you. Now, yeah, I'm going to touch on some of the same topics I'm used to talking about here, but you can deal with that. COVID is not the only thing I'm going to discuss, but you know damn good and well that I'm going to discuss it. Now, in case you live under a rock, and you don't know this, as a listener of the show, I've been doing for the last, 2.5 months or so, a show with old John Domingo, the guy I used to do the Bullhorn podcast with. Well, we changed it up a little, and we do a show called The Boomer Bunker. Now, we did 6 straight weeks of doing it every morning, Monday through Friday, for an hour. Sometimes it's over an hour. And that got a little bit, a little bit laborious, a little bit stale. So we decided to we do it, as of right now, I think it's Monday mornings and Wednesday evenings. And that could change too, because it is what we want. I mean, it's not, like we're not hitting a clock here. We're not getting paid for this. Nobody's the boss. Now, it is available on all your favorite podcatchers, Boomer Bunker. Be sure to check it out. You should recognize the logo and the avatar when you see both John and I, the cartoon drawings that we got drawn up by Crom 2s. So what do we got for you today? Well, a little something that's on my mind. I'll go ahead and play a clip here. This one kind of caught my ear.
With much fanfare and hope, North Carolina launched its vaccine lottery.
We are doing research, finding out what motivates people, what would get them in here to get that shot.
But that motivation didn't come in the form of possibly winning $1 million or a college scholarship.
Were you excited to learn that you won $1 million after receiving your COVID-19 vaccine?
Yes.
Researchers who published their findings in the Journal of the American Medical Association found the effect of the vaccine lottery to be near zero in every state that had one, including North Carolina.
Zero.
When we looked at the timing of announcements for these vaccine lotteries, we tested for whether or not there was a change or an uptick in vaccination rates, and we found that vaccination rates remained essentially stable.
Economist Benjamin Hansen was part of the research team.
Our point estimate would be 0%, that there was effectively no change at all.
Despite his team's findings, Hansen applauds states for trying, but hopes this is a lesson.
But when you find something doesn't work, then you want to turn to something else that might work better.
Because there's always going to be a next time.
Always a next time, my friend.
Yeah, but Dr. Fauci said...
And now we're starting to hear about this Delta Plus variant as well. What's the difference between that and the Delta variant, and how concerned are you about it?
Is it me, or did the airline Delta miss out on the whole branding of Delta Plus? Like, that could be like some kind of rewards program or something, right? Or maybe a pay TV service, Delta Plus. Movies you'd normally see on an airplane.
Well, it's just an additional mutation that occurs at the point of the virus that binds to the receptor in your nasopharynx and in your lungs.
There's his favorite buzzwords that we hear every time he takes a microphone or takes a TV camera. Now, I'm not a medical expert. Anybody who listens to this show knows that I can barely even enunciate words, let alone know what I'm talking about. But from what I've read, and from what I know, vaccines can be responsible for creating new variants,
which might make it more likely to bind and hence be more transmissible. But that's soft, George. It doesn't really give you a lot of firm evidence that this is any worse or any better. The thing that's important is that the Delta variant that we're dealing with is so capable of pushing out other variants that we're not expecting that to take over.
Now, they've tried motivation methods using the media, social media, corporations, your employer, your local government, and the social services tied to them. They've tried fear-mongering, lies, manipulation, propaganda, free cheeseburgers, cash lotteries, free pickup trucks, $100 payoffs, removing rights to things like entering grocery stores and local establishments like restaurants and bodegas. And well, now it's coming to the point of strong-arming people into doing it. If this thing was on the up and so clearly safe and highly efficacious and provided the protection originally sold to us, why would you need to provide so much motivation, as they call it? Why do people not trust what they're being sold here? Well, what's being sold here? Protection. Medical sovereignty, if you will, from this virus and all of its pursuits. It's being packaged like a 2008 flip phone in an iPhone 13 Pro Max box. But essentially, they're selling trust in what they say. Why do people not trust them? Them being the people selling it, primarily the government, which is being influenced by financial interests, including other governments. Well, they attach the emotional line of, it's about saving lives, to it. Now, maybe it's hard for some of us to look at the past and wonder, when the fuck did our government or any corporation give a shit about saving lives? Was it during slavery? Probably not. I know. During the construction of the Hoover Dam. No, a lot of people died building that thing. How about any war we've been involved in? World War I, saving lives. Nope. World War II, not much saving lives going on with the hydrogen bomb killing hundreds of thousands of people within seconds and devastating an entire region of the world. Korea. No, they just really relied on the bravery of others. No saving lives there. How about Vietnam? The miserable failure of a war with no real purpose other than a testing ground for new experimental shit they wanted guinea pigs for. How about anything since 1990 in the Persian Gulf or Middle East? I see nothing but caution thrown to the wind when it comes to saving lives. How about the hundreds of drone strikes they perform, usually on innocent people? Nope, no lives saved there. Maybe it's with our FDA approving food additives and food manufacturing methods that save lives, right? Well, then you look at all of the health problems that have been invented by that industry and older conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental illness, continuing to climb year over year thanks to our food supply. Not much saving lives there. How about the medical industry itself? Well, it is a science, so it is constantly evolving, hopefully with good intentions, but blanket practices like denying people pain medication who do not have a history of addiction, or herding patients like cattle at doctors' offices, or allowing one class of citizen to receive higher quality care than a lesser class of citizen. Ever had a child on Medicaid? Those doctors got paid $8 for that visit. And they spend 1 to 2 minutes in the examining room with you, and then you're done. Bye. The industry standard now is to throw a pill at you and tell you to see the front desk on your way out. And that's so you can pay anything that you didn't already pay when you walked in. The system is designed for maximum profits, not for maximum attention to health care. Can't chalk up any saving lives efforts there. How about their approach to things like vices, alcohol, legal and heavily taxed, cigarettes, very heavily taxed and legal. Those two industries alone account for a shitload of not saving lives, but still legal, but only because it yields massive amounts of tax revenue, not because they care about your rights. I know, abortion. Still very legal in most every state in the country, which I agree with, but again, not much about saving lives going on there. Wait a minute, I figured it out. Seatbelt laws and speed limits. That's how they show that they care about saving lives, right? Well, no. Those are a mixture of civil control and a necessary evil, and revenue generation by handing out fines and court dates. If people knew how to drive without needing traffic laws, well, we wouldn't need the laws. And again, I'm sure for some of the officers on the street, it's about saving lives to them when they pull you over and tell you to slow down. But the pencil pushers know. It's about money. Climate change. There it is. They're pushing all sorts of legislation and massive amounts of spending with attention to climate change because we're all gonna die. But until they seal off every volcano on the planet, which cause more damage to our atmosphere and water and soil than anything we've done in the last 100 years, they're being very disingenuous. Again, it's not about saving lives. Which leads me to censorship. Censorship. Jesus Christ, can my tongue and my lips and my vocal cords just coordinate? Have a cup of coffee together, something. Let's go. So, censorship online. Removing all misinformation and labeling everything that contradicts the approved narrative as conspiracy theories and misinformation is about saving lives. No, it's not. It's about controlling who carries the football and which direction that they run with it. Again, money over lives. I know, it's about immigration. They're worried about the pandemic getting worse with the hundreds of thousands of immigrants crossing the border unvaccinated, and they want to save lives by having them all get the shot. Well, no, because they're exempt and not required to participate in the great inoculation. They also have yet, despite the 2-year anniversary of the release of this fucking virus drawing near, they have yet to acknowledge with deserved respect the miracle of natural immunity. Never before have I seen natural immunity being ignored, downplayed, and shit upon by so many people, including the powers that be. And it makes zero sense. Zero. So maybe the motivational methods that they've tried have reached their peak. Now they'll have to resort to force. It amazes me to hear people say, like, it's about saving lives in regards to this shit. Some of these people, I knew them 30 years ago, and when they would rant about the evils of our government, I challenged them to name one way, other than this most recent attempt of immunization, our government has ever cared about saving lives that couldn't be argued against. Here's a manager of a Safeway grocery store who's basically done. Now, this audio is rough, so please deal with it.
Hey, this is Nicole Belland, pharmacy manager.
All right, she says, this is Nicole Belland. That's a pretty unfortunate name if you're from England, because we all know what a Belland is.
Manager for Safeway,
store manager of Safeway.
1892 in Cortez. I quit effective immediately because I will not give this poison to people. Wake up, everybody. This is poison. This is hurting people. I've seen it. I've seen customers die. Wake up. Do not take it.
Okay. Well, that's her take. She is allowed to have that take in Boomer Bob's eyes. Okay. This completes the COVID segment of this podcast. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's see. How about this one? Kick it.
In a long-awaited safety report, the rideshare company Lyft reveals it received more than 4,000 reports of sexual assault during rides between 2017 and 2019.
Ouch.
Most involved non-consensual touching. The company now has an in-app emergency button to call 911 and says it screens drivers for criminal records and is proud of its commitment to safety.
Isn't most sexual assault non-consensive touching or whatever she just said? It is good, though, that they do have that in their app, but it's sad that you actually have to have that. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Keep your hands to yourself. You take a job driving people from point A to point B, just do it and keep your hands on the wheel. 10 and 2, all right? 10 and 2. Also, if you're doing a ride share, whatever they call this thing where you, like, basically taxi cab, if they have a bumper sticker that says gas, grass, or ass, nobody rides for free, you probably shouldn't hop in that back seat. Let's see. How about, Walmart.
Walmart tonight recalling a spray linked to a rare, potentially deadly bacteria. The company pulling nearly 4,000 bottles of Better Homes and Gardens aromatherapy room spray. The CDC investigating 4 confirmed infections, including 2 deaths. Customers urged to stop using the spray immediately. Do not throw away the bottle. It should be double bagged in plastic bags and then returned to Walmart.
Better Homes and Gardens aromatherapy spray. What the hell? Why is this even a thing? Oh, I don't feel good. I had a rough day today at work. I feel so much better. No! Jesus Christ, what are you thinking? Is this like some kind of a deodorizer? Because every time I see a Febreze commercial, they're just going through and this chick's spinning around like a fucking ballerina, dumping chemicals all over the fucking room. And it's like, why don't you just clean your house or take the trash out? Give your dog a bath. Vacuum. Something. Why do you got to cover it up? Sorry, don't mean to yell, but I do get a little passionate about certain things. So yeah, if you've been to Walmart and you don't like cleaning your house and you just like spraying this shit to make you feel better, I'm not sure why you would buy this crap, but I guess people buy anything. I mean, people buy the 81 million votes thing, don't they? Alrighty then, here.
We're going to begin with the latest on the deadly shooting on a movie set at a ranch in Santa Fe. Tonight, actor Alec Baldwin, who fired the shot that killed the cinematographer and injured the director, called it a tragic accident and said his heart is broken. Investigators spent the day on the set trying to piece together what went wrong. A Baldwin spokesman says a prop gun misfired. Police say it has not yet been determined whether a live round had been placed in the gun by mistake.
Well, before the incident, this came out. This is from The Wrap on Twitter. Apparently they're a media outlet of some sort. News. Before the incident, a number of crew members had taken prop guns, including the gun that killed Hutchins, to go plinking, shooting beer cans with live ammo to pass the time. I guess they were bored. And they wanted to go shoot some cans. With a prop gun? Does that happen? You know, like, this has been very polarizing online and in discussions that I've had personally with people. Then some people think, you know what, Alec didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. He trusted his staff on the set, whatever. Whoever handed him the gun, all that stuff. I will admit that I don't go shooting every weekend or anything like that. I'm not some kind of avid gun range guy, gun range rat, whatever you call them. But I have never, ever, ever fired a firearm that I did not personally put the bullets, put the ammo into the magazine, and then personally put the magazine into the firearm, and then personally stick one into the chamber myself. Because I want to know, I am very aware of the powers of that particular tool, that particular weapon. So I'm extremely careful to that degree when I decide to use one for any reason. So this to me lies in personal accountability. Now it's got to be damn near impossible. They're out on a set in the kind of the middle of nowhere in New Mexico because it costs less and they don't have all the actors unions and all the crap that they have in California. And it's got to be damn near impossible to not hear, you know, members of your set crew off wherever in the background firing guns at cans. It's got to be damn near impossible to not know that there were live rounds being fired within proximity of this set. Unless they got in a vehicle and drove 2 miles down the street, which from what I see, there's not a lot of streets. It's all kind of that, you know, desert road looking stuff from what I've seen of an overhead. So now there's a small town nearby, but I don't think they were in town doing it. So anyway, it's just, where's the personal accountability? If that were you or I, and this was in your backyard, let's say it was a Nerf gun, right? And you fired it at your wife or your husband, whatever, family member, playing in the backyard, and that Nerf dart that got the little plastic tip on the end of the foam, you know, Nerf round, hit your wife perfectly in the temple and killed her somehow, right? Not that they could do that, but if they could, hypothetically, you'd go down for manslaughter. Believe it or not, most courts in this country would want you to pay for what you did. So why does this guy get a pass? Because, well, he's an actor. They hire people to handle that stuff. No, there's a level in my eye, there's a level of personal accountability that attaches to everything. I mean, I get it. Caitlyn Jenner gets to kill somebody in a car accident. That's totally cool. It was an accident. You or I, it would have been manslaughter. I just don't like that there's different rules for them. Sorry. Hopefully you agree. You may not. If you don't agree, or you do agree, hit me up. I'm on Twitter. I'm at Boomer Bob Show on Twitter. You'll see my little avatar. Just start typing in at Boomer Bob Show, and you'll see my avatar with me with my arms crossed there and my Slayer shirt. So hit me up. Tell me what you think. DM, put it on my Twitter wall or feed, whatever the hell you call it. Do whatever you want there. So my next thing is apparently there's a problem. They're starting to see a problem. Now, I think this is in the UK. They're finding a problem with Telegram. All right, Mike, go ahead and tell me what you think of Telegram.
Telegram has been described as the app of choice for extremists. And Mr. Speaker, if you can believe it, if the House can believe it, as we were paying tribute to Sir David on Monday, Telegram users could access videos of murders and violent threats against politicians, the LGBT community, women and Jews, as we were paying our respects. Some of these posts are illegal. All of them are harmful. And Hope Not Hate and the Board of Deputies have said that Telegram has, in their words, facilitated and nurtured a subculture that cheerleads for terrorists. Tough sanctions are clearly needed.
So they're calling for tough sanctions on Telegram app. It's kind of like what they did to Parler. They want, if Amazon Web Services is in control of any of the servers, they want to cancel it. They want to take everybody down. Let's just shut everybody up, except for their side, people who agree with them. Now, I know a couple people that have me on their Telegram. Now, I avoided this app for quite a while, and I rarely open it, to be honest with you. But hey, let's crack it open and see what's there right here live. I mean, live on this recording. That's an oxymoron, and I apologize. Let's see. I'll just scroll back a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Biden, domestic terrorism from white supremacists is the most lethal terrorist threat.
The United States intelligence community, domestic terrorism from white supremacists is the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland. To that
end, so it's the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland. So that's like me saying that I am the most dangerous person in this room. You know why? Because I'm the only person in this fucking room. Language, people. It's all in the language. Let's see. Trump executive order declared Israel can never be ridiculed by any educator in America. Who runs America? Israel. So
Donald Trump's executive order this past week will empower the Federal Department of Education to withhold funding to campuses that do not squash anti-Israel rhetoric. In other words,
yeah, chlorophyll sound like borophyll. See, Trump knew that 9/11 would happen and predicted it. Same as Benjamin Netanyahu. Whatever, who cares? Let's see. This one, proceed with caution at your own peril. Merck's COVID superdrug poses serious health risks, scientists warn. I guess this is their new, like, ivermectin-y type pill. I'm not going to read it because I don't care. Another microscopy analysis of the Pfizer vax. The researcher keeps saying, in 50 years of studying blood, these are the kind of particles I see in the blood of those who are very sick. And there's a video. I'm not going to watch it. Not trying to downplay anything that's on here, but this is the kind of stuff for those of you who don't partake in Telegram or don't have anybody cool on there to follow. This is the kind of stuff you're going to find. Let's see. So it's just hard to find something that I can share on here with you guys over the microphone. And see, Senator Chuck Schumer, who's in charge of America. Yeah, I don't care. This is a meme, just a little reminder from the past. Chuck Schumer's, it says Chuck Summers, like they Summers, like they can't even spell it right. Chuck, I think they mean Schumer because it has him right here. personal phone number was in Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss's black book. So what? Who cares? I don't care. I do not care. I had to go. Remember that Ashley Madison leak when they leaked all the Ashley Madison users' names and phone numbers and addresses and stuff? Well, yeah, you damn right. I paint apartments, man. I wanted to see if any of the, tenants where I paint are trying to hook it up at Ashley Madison. And I had to go into a couple of units that were on the list for occupied repairs. Like the tenant still lived there, and I had to go and they had the bathtub upstairs leaked, and I had to cut the drywall out and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm like, hey, I wanted to bring it up. Like, your name and address are on that Ashley Madison. But I didn't do it. I didn't say nothing. I kept my anonymity and just did my work and got the hell out of there. Let's see. This next one. A consumer rights advocacy group has released a report revealing that COVID vaccine producer Pfizer has secret government contracts and used power to shift risk and maximize profits. Well, of course, all pharmaceutical companies have that. All of them. Why is that news? And that was on the Daily Mail. Oh, this one is a mile long. Oh, if I did this would be like a 4-hour podcast. I mean, I can do part of it and just pull out and run to the bathroom. I'll do that. End game for the dark ones. And they shall not succeed. Read on. Mike Yeadon sent this to me today. Is this really going to happen? The New World Order, Phase 1. Simulate a threat and create fear. Then they give you like a time frame when that's already happened. Mount a pandemic in China. Kill tens of thousands of elderly people. Increase the number of cases and deaths. Position vaccination as the only solution from the beginning. Oh yeah, I do agree. I mean, the why was therapeutics never even embraced at all, ever. Nothing. No attempts. Focus all attention on COVID-19. Result, general panic. Phase 2, sow the tares and division, which includes impose multiple unnecessary liberticidal, that's a word I don't know, people. Sorry if you do. Liberticidal and unconstitutional coercive measures. So I guess that's liberticidal would be like the death of liberty. Paralyze trade and the economy. Observe the submission of a majority and the resistance of a rebellious minority. Stigmatize the rebels and create a horizontal division. Censoring dissident leaders. Well, there were a bunch of presidents of small countries who didn't embrace the whole COVID thing and the vaccine thing, and they all died in assassinations and one-car accidents. If you look that up, it's out there. I don't know if I believe it, but it is interesting. It does make a nice, movie of the week kind of thing. It has that vibe to it. Punish disobedience. You will be punished. I mean, wouldn't the punishment just be making you take the vaccine? Generalize PCR tests. Now that they did do. They did generalize PCR tests. They would ramp up the cycles when they wanted more positive tests, and they'd ramp them down when they wanted it to look like what they were doing was actually working. So the PCR test, I think, is a key in this pandemic and how it was used, how the information was used against us. Create confusion between cases, infected, sick, hospitalized, and dead. Disqualify all effective treatments. Hope for a rescue vaccine. Result, general panic. Phase 3. Bring a treacherous and deadly solution. Offer a free vaccine to everyone. Promise protection and return to normality. Establish a herd immunization target. Simulate a partial recovery of the economy. Hide statistics of side effects and deaths from injections. Well, they did do that. Passing off the side effects of the injections as natural effects of the virus and the disease. Recover the notion of a variant as a natural mutation of the virus. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a mutation thanks to the vaccine, if you ask me, but I'm just guessing. I'm a moron. Justify the maintenance of coercive measures by not applying the herd immunity threshold. Punish health professionals for the illegal exercise and care of healing, meaning prescribing ivermectin. And there have been videos come out in the last week of people that had prescriptions from their doctor for ivermectin, and the pharmacy staff asked what it was for, and they said COVID, and they're like, nope, we're not giving it to you. I think that's fucking bullshit. I don't think it's the pharmacy worker's job to tell you no when your doctor prescribes you something and you go to get it filled. Phase 4, install apartheid and the QR code, which includes voluntarily plan for shortages. We're going through that now, aren't we? Impose the vaccination pass, QR code, to reward the vaccinated and punish the resistant. Create an apartheid of the privileged against the others. Now, they're doing that right now in New Zealand, and they're not even hiding it. Like, they're like, yeah, there's two classes of people. The vaccinated, who get to do whatever they want, and the unvaccinated, who are pieces of shit. They basically came out and said those words. Take away the right to work or study from non-vaxxed. Withdraw basic services to the non-vax. Yeah, there's been, rumor mill of, they're going to stop that. I mean, I have a clip, but of it being argued in the Capitol building that they want to take away Social Security and disability payments from those who are not vaccinated. But I don't know that that'll go through. That'll be really, really, really bad optics. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Let's see. Phase 5, I'm going to try to breeze through this. Establish chaos and martial law. Now, they predict this is coming November 2021 through March 2022, which will include exploit the shortage of goods and food, cause the paralysis of the real economy, and the closure of factories and shops. Let unemployment explode. Apply a third dose to the vax. Well, they're already doing that, the boosters. Take up the murder of the living old... What? Take up the murder of the living old men. I guess killing more old people? I don't know. Impose compulsory vaccination for all. Well, yeah, that means like strong-arming you into getting it. Amplify the myth of variants, the efficacy of the vaccine, and the immunity of the herd. Demonize the anti-vax and hold them responsible for the dead. Well, they've been talking about that. There's all kinds of idiot blame on the internet for, so like when Colin Powell died, they were like, he didn't die because he was double vaccinated. He died because you aren't vaccinated. It's like, okay, sure thing, Bubba. Because it's a fact. People who are vaccinated and unvaccinated can equally spread the virus. I can get it from you if you're vaccinated, and you can get it from me if I'm unvaccinated. Wow. Arrest opposition leaders, impose digital identity on everyone, establish martial law to defeat the opposition. The result would be second stage of digital control, imprisonment, or removal of opponents. Goodbye, Donald Trump. You're out of here. Phase 6, cancel the debts and dematerialize the money. That'll be interesting. Alrighty, so that's that particular. So you get an idea of what's on here. The last one here just says Trump's new social media platform blocks Gab and Brighteon. So I don't know. If you're interested in that crap, you know what? Go to Telegram. I don't know. I wear a tinfoil hat a little bit, but I take it off. It's off more than it's on. I mean, as you heard earlier, I'm sitting here blaming the government, saving lives this, saving lives that. To me, and others are going to call me wacko, whatever, call me an idiot, but don't really care. Maybe I think you're an idiot. Doesn't really matter, because what I think of your opinion doesn't matter. Just like what you think of mine doesn't matter to me. So it's like if you have a family member, right? A wife, mother, father, husband, whatever. And every day that you get out of bed, they're like, oh, good morning, sweetheart. I love you. And then punches you right in the fucking mouth. Like, it's kind of hard to believe that first part because you punched me in the mouth afterward. Well, that's kind of how I view the government. They claim that they're all about saving lives. It's about saving lives. It's about saving lives. I'm going to save lives. Where do you see me save lives? But yet, in that same breath, they'll find out that the drone strike on a building full of 81 people, one of them only a target, was a success. It's about saving lives. I wouldn't be able to sit here, crack open this pack of Marlboro Lights, take one out of the pack, put it in my mouth, and cook it up. Because this is fucking killing me. I know it's killing me. Like I said, I'm an idiot. So if it was about saving lives, these things wouldn't be allowed. They may be allowed, but they wouldn't be available at every corner store. Okay, if I was allowed to like grow my own tobacco in my backyard and farm it and whatnot, and roll my own, that kind of thing, it'd be a lot. I don't think I would smoke, to be honest with you, because I tried the vaping thing, and it was just too much maintenance. Like, fuck this. Who does this? Jesus Christ, forget it. It's not worth it. I'll go back to the analogs. Fuck that digital shit. Digital smoking. Download a damn vape. Stupid ass. Oh, my vape box needs an update. I got to plug it in. Yeah, there's a firmware update. Well, at any rate, I don't know if I'm going to edit this or not. I may just throw it up like as is. Who cares? I grew up a screw up. Who cares? It is what it is. But thank you for listening. If you made it this far, you know where to find me. And if you don't, well, I like it that way. You guys be good to each other. Whatever you believe, keep on believing in it. And stick to it. Convictions. That means more to me than anything else. You guys have a good one.
Ain't no lie, getting old as a bitch. Gonna spit this game, only way I'll get rich.